Yeah. We put in work and here's the proof. What you want?
I'm making moves, punching in.
I'm on it too.
I'm in the gym.
I'm in the stew.
It's hunting season.
Where's the food?
We push each other daily, level up.
Cause that's what brothers do.
Clock in.
Let's get to it. I'm looking at my notes right now. Like I'm about to.
What you got?
Yeah.
What you got on ice?
Mic check. Check. Yo, it's clock in. Episode 52. I got my boys. Like the Drew. Alright, that's it.
That's all y'all got. That's all y'all get.
That's it.
Y'all guys have the Patreon for the rest.
That's it. Y'all know what it is. Yes, sir. Clock in.
Back.
Episode 52.
We back.
Yeah,
Back.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
This drum different. Yeah. I heard that drum roll.
Yes, sir. We in the building, man. 52 strong like Ray Lewis. We here.
Let's go. Let's keep it going.
Nico, can I get a ear?
Here with my brothers again. I just want to say I'm glad.
I'm in the building.
Happy, amen. And I'm blessed. Amen.
Aham, aka aka A game.
A
I
game.
bring my A game, man. I bring my A game. You know what I'm saying? Said Rico in the building. Talk to him. It's Hispanic Heritage Month too.
It is
so-
Hispanic. I'm after.
Shout out to all the. I'll get myself in trouble.
Might have to. But that might be our market. That might be the next business move.
Hey, that'd be hard. dog.
Telemundo.
That'd be hard.
Come on,
Shout
man.
out to Pops, man. He just walked by. Shout out to Pops, man.
But there are others. We're not really putting time in. We're not putting the work in. We're not.
Some of y'all not, man. Some of y'all think y'all are.
Do what God is calling us to do.
Some of y'all think y'all want it to sound good, but y'all not trying to put the work in, man. It's really simple. It's really simple, man. But you know,
Let's take flight.
we're gonna take flight for y'all. So
Let's take flight.
you know what I'm saying? It's time.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Top 5 intro, top 2 intro in the podcast game.
Top 2 and it's not 2. You feel me?
We back, man. We got a different setting, and it feels good, man. We're at Christ Fellowship Church.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to CFC, man, in the new building. So, gotta promote Christ Fellowship Church. I don't remember the address, but YouTube,
We'll get
Christ
that to you.
Fellowship Church, Herndon, and actually in like an hour, service will start. Y'all will listen to this on Tuesday, so I guess that makes sense. Next week, 11 a.m. Yeah, so shout out to Pops for letting us record here.
You just to
We got
remind y'all.
started out.
Oh, what's good,
right. Yeah, we got Marshall Hampton here, co-host to Clock In.
AKA
Yes, sir. Cedric's my middle name for y'all who don't know. And, you know, I get spicy, so we did an O on there. You know, add a little bit of, flavor to the nickname.
extra flavor, man. You know what I'm saying? Austin Hamilton here, AKA Aham, AKA
Here with my brothers again. I just want to say I'm glad, I'm happy, amen. And I'm blessed.
AKA Amen.
Here we are.
New drop for the new
Well, let's
listeners.
get right into the segments, bro. Amen.
That's a great drop, man. I don't know where you got that, E, but yeah, that's a great drop. How you feeling? How y'all feeling?
Man, I feel good, man. It's been a great couple weeks for me, man. I'll get into some of this stuff later, but yeah, man, I've been just kind of refocusing on getting myself right, before my son Ace gets here in November. So
Ace Hood.
It's, honestly, man,
that's probably gonna be a nickname for me.
Ace Hood, okay.
Yeah. That's tough.
Yeah, Ace, we talk about this all the time,
yeah,
man.
That's tough.
Ace Hood is basically a Christian rapper. Y'all know that, right? Ace Hood is the only rapper who will quote a scripture and then talk about how he did something that contradicted that scripture, but he didn't really want to.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't want to do it. He's the only rapper that I can look at and say, man, he really got in the game because he had to. Like, he doesn't glorify it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you could throw Rick Ross in there too.
Rick Ross too. Rick Ross he just knows. If you look at his IQ, like, he knows about a lot of stuff, dog. Who uses Mikhail Gorbachev in a line? The freaking Russian president in the 80s in the Cold War.
Not Ross. I mean, when you got a name like Rick Ross, man, it's only because y'all know about the real Rick Ross.
Yeah.
So, yeah, back to Ace Hood, man. That dude, like you said, he's definitely a Christian rapper.
He's a Christian rapper.
To him, I'm like, hold up, man. Like, should I be reading the Bible right now, or should I be like in the streets? But yeah, nah. Shout out to Ace Hood. Shout out to young Ace Cedric.
Yeah, coming in November 21st. But yeah, man. I mean, for me, it's just been starting my day off right, like getting my morning like routine down. Like, I stretch as soon as I wake up, do some type of mobility, read, go on a walk, then I come back, read. And then usually we'll listen to some music or like a podcast before I get into work or during work. So, yeah, man, it's worked out for me. Like, mentally, I just feel fresh. So,
yeah.
How you been, man? I know you got a lot going on too.
No, I've been good, man. Yeah, like you said, I don't have my morning routine down packed, but I think the first thing that I do, I thank God, dog. Like, even if I'm guilty of it, like I'll wake up, go straight to my phone, but quickly I remind myself to say a quick prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God, man, because we live in a crazy time, and even if you don't believe in, if you're not a Christian or something, like, you got to thank something, man, for yourself to still be here.
Yep.
During this pandemic and. Just all the blessings, man. Like, we got it so good. We really do. Like,
man, what?
We really have it so good, man. And perspective is everything. Like, that's what I try to focus on. I was at a work happy hour and new team member. We're just kind of chopping it up, and I brought Ryder actually, and told him I had another one on the way, and he asked about, I guess, Ryder, and like, how was that like when he was born? And I told him, like, the story,
right?
And I told him, like, look, man, like, I for those of you who don't know, I didn't find out about my son until 3 months after. I won't get into all the details, but I told my coworker, I'm like, yeah, man, it was crazy at the time, but I'd rather it be 3 months after than 18 years. So if people can just have, some perspective on life and understand, like, it's not that bad, man. It really isn't. That'll change, a lot for you and what you're, trying to accomplish, or, whatever you're going through. 'Cause
yep.
It really isn't that bad. So I didn't mean to get that deep.
Nah, man. It's good to just get into it, because, like, we'll I have a idea to get into this more so later. We'll see if we have the time. But people, you mentioned this on a lot of episodes recently, where you say the problem is people don't have enough problems, right? Mm-hmm. Meaning they're not problem solvers, right? Like, real problem solvers.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a lot of problem announcers, right? Mm-hmm. They'll announce a problem, and a lot of times they'll create problems that shouldn't be problems so that they have something to complain about. But yeah, we're not gonna get deep into it right now. You know, we like to start off light, but you said it's crazy times right now, man. You're right. Cicadas were supposed to be here for like 3 weeks, bro. So the last like 3 weeks, I've seen these little like cicada looking things that have like blue markings on them or whatever, and I'm just thinking these are just some like I Am Legend cicadas. Like, these joints are just they just.
Did y'all like that movie?
I'm Legend.
Yeah.
I always catch the end of it. I never seen it.
I don't think I've never seen it like all the way through.
It was good.
The part when the dog died, that joint was sad, man.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I don't really remember. That was in a time where Will Smith was in like 4 movies in like a year.
I just saw Matrix for the first time.
I've never seen The Matrix.
The first, like
The first.
The Matrix. I just saw that first.
That's Keanu Reeves.
It was supposed to be Will Smith though.
Oh, really?
Turn it down.
So that's why I was like, damn.
Keanu Reeves is underrated, dog.
Yeah, but he's the same character in every movie. He's
typecast a lot.
He's just like a stoic.
John Wick was cold. I don't care.
Nah,
I
John.
haven't seen John Wick. He's not good
That's-
for dialogue, bro.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
about to say he's just dry.
But hold on, we got.
Think about the replacements.
I gotta give my freaking hardball.
But he was still like just dry.
Yeah.
Just like,
Hey, man.
You can't like really feel him.
yeah, Hardball was a great movie.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not.
They held it down, man.
The replacements. Like what?
Those are
All
great
right, that
movies.
one-
He's always in a coach.
He might have been all right. It would.
Yeah, but it was
But he got-
similar where like
He got hits, man. We gotta give him
he
some
wasn't
credit.
really. he got some hits.
He got hits.
Keanu got some hits.
Like y'all naming some like real like legendary.
He has
movies right
classic
now.
movies.
I forgot about Replacement.
Yeah, he has classic movies. Just his role is the same.
But that was like a comedy. He's not good in like those roles. Not as good as
What
he
else
is
he
as
been
an
in?
action role.
Yeah, man,
He's
he's staying in his lane.
Yeah, he's been in some other random stuff, but yeah, man, these cicadas, man. I seen some like joints that were dead, right? And I'm just thinking like, yeah, like they're just left over. They fell from a tree or something. I'm walking to my car and I hear this like hissing noise. I'm like, yo, what is that? And there's a lot of like trees near where we live or whatever. So I'm like, all right, whatever. It's just a bug. And this cicada flies by like right past my face, and like almost like hits me. And I saw it, bro. It had like blue like markings. Then I posted like a video about it on social media, and people were like, "Yeah, I've been seeing these joints too."
That's all that red he was talking
These
about.
little-
Episode 49.
Yeah, these crip,
Red, my favorite color.
yeah, these crip cicadas.
Well, hold on.
These
I'm googling this right now.
yeah, these crip cicadas, man. I don't know where he. I don't know what type of reincarnation.
Nah, man, those kids came from Avatar, bro.
These freaking Buddhist cicadas and reincarnated.
Neighborhood nip.
I'm like, yo, what is
Most
going
cicadas
on,
have
man?
red eyes, but experts say 1 in a million have blue eyes.
Bro, I don't know if it's the eyes, but it's a different breed for sure. I don't know. They may be connected to the Delta variant or something, man. I don't know.
You swung at them?
I didn't have time. I was in shock. I'm not even gonna hold you, but I'm gonna be prepared next time. I'll be prepared next time. If y'all who are listening for like the first time, I have beef with cicadas. One hit
cicadas are whack,
one hit
dog.
me in the head. You're just big for no reason. Like at least if you're gonna be out here, be like a locust and just cause trouble. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just out here just having sex and
They're
go-
blind.
And dying.
yeah, and they die. Yeah,
They are blind?
All cicadas are
I didn't
blind.
know that.
Oh dang! Yeah, I feel bad now. No, I don't. I lied.
You swinging at
Sharks
a
are
blind man.
Yeah, but anyways, NFL season's here. Austin got his Tennessee Titans jersey on.
And the socks. Repeat the socks. Repeat the socks.
Who got you them socks?
You did. I respect that.
You respect that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even with division rivals, I was out of town last weekend at a wedding. Shout out to Ryan and Shelby Winters. Beautiful wedding. So I didn't get to enjoy week 1 like I would normally.
Yeah.
And we lost, which is probably why, because I didn't. That's always in my mind. If I don't watch, we lose.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if we would have got smacked in the first place.
Well, they don't show any Jags games, so that's probably why I can use that excuse. I'm not watching any games. So
I've
that's why
probably seen the Jags.
that's why we've
play.
been trash.
I've probably seen the Jags play like 4 times on national TV.
Bro, we're on Monday night, and I watch. We win. We would play the same
the
teams.
color rush. No,
Actually, except for y'all. That the only team that we can't beat on national TV is the Titans. But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, man, we got thrashed by Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, which I think, like, to me, and I'm not only saying this because they beat us, but I think the Cardinals might get to the NFC Championship. Kyler Murray is different.
Yeah,
Like, he's different.
they got veterans.
They got D-Hop.
D-Hop is the best receiver
Isn't
in my
Fitzgerald
opinion.
still playing?
Yeah.
And their defense looks really good. Like, I forget the pass rusher, but he made a freaking like 5-time Pro Bowler look stupid. So you heard it here first. That's my dark horse pick. But we got Russell Wilson today too. So to go from Kyler Murray to freaking Russell Wilson to start the season, it's tough. But we usually bounce back well. So we'll see. But the NFL season's been lit, man. Like, Thursday games are usually terrible.
They've been good lately.
The Bucks Cowboys game was good. Shout out to Washington football team.
Shout out to you, man.
Yeah,
ODU.
Heineken.
Yo, he can ball. Like, he was throwing some dimes.
He's a gunslinger, like.
But
I think
he's
he has
confident
the
too.
NCAA record for the most.
Was he nice like that at
pass
ODU?
yards. He had like 600 passing yards one game.
Yeah.
He wasn't the greatest.
Yeah.
But we weren't the best, you know.
Nah, he
But
can sling that
he's,
thing.
Yeah, he's like a Brett Favre type. Like,
Yeah.
He just going to throw it.
But he's confident. That's what I like about him. Like, he don't care.
757, man.
Shout out to
ODU's football team's been solid though.
They got smashed yesterday, though.
For
Did
real.
they?
I mean, they've only been around they've been around 10 years. Like, literally, they just started their football program when you were probably like a sophomore.
Is VCU ever going to get a football program?
I think 7 years.
7 years.
Is VCU ever going to get a football program? Like, what's the reasoning for that? I feel like they would be, like, that would be lit.
They'd be
if they
cold,
did.
yeah. Facility, maybe.
Saturation. Like oversaturation. The market is oversaturated.
I mean,
They already have enough students. I mean, they can barely.
UVA.
Yeah,
Tag.
Richmond
all
has a
the
football
programs
team.
around them are dwarfing them.
I mean, Richmond's trash.
they used to be
JMU's
solid.
cold. JMU's cold, and then I'm trying to think of the other. I don't know about Longwood. I don't think they're that
Longwood's
good.
disgusting.
VMI probably isn't that good.
If they would have I thought they would have did it around the Final Four run.
Yeah.
Like you got
They
those
could get-
buzz
they-
already. Like just
They could get. They could
Nah,
do well.
yeah.
They could do well.
In that market, like, I mean, they as much love as the basketball team gets. I mean, I could see.
I see why Mason doesn't have one.
Mason's just random, though.
Yeah,
just a random.
Mason's to me. Never mind.
That
I'm
can't be fun to like.
I'm not gonna go there. I was gonna say
You got some
something.
beef with Mason?
Nah, I know people who went there. I was just gonna say I feel like the school's kind of corny. I don't know.
Now that I think about
Just
it,
like I don't know.
there's no school spirit,
There's no school spirit. There's
right?
no.
Like,
There's no.
it's a commuter
There's no
school.
work.
There's a commuter.
Yeah,
school.
there's no like nightlife. Like either you're in a fraternity or sorority, or you go to DC or Arlington. Like there's no culture.
the
There's
homeschool.
No, they got a lot of international.
they have a lot of international students. That's part of it.
The culture
It's
is
a commu-
But
it's a-
yeah,
it's a
there's
commuter
no,
school.
But yeah,
Tons
like
of culture.
there's no pride in George Mason.
Yeah, that's the point.
Like
There's no-
ODU, like ODU got like people love ODU, VCU, JMU. Like you don't hear too many people like, man, yeah, I went to George Mason.
I
man.
love
Like,
Mason.
Love George Mason. Maybe they need to change the name.
He's right. Nah, he's right. Like that school. You're there to.
As somebody who didn't have a football team
Mm-hmm.
since 1977, yeah, they're there to work.
You're there to
bro.
work, yeah.
They're there. Yeah.
I also don't know many people who took longer than 4 years to graduate from Mason either. It's a fact.
Yo, I knew you were gonna go there.
Nah, for real though. Like Eric's right.
I knew you were gonna go there.
I know a bunch of people. Man, they're in VCU. They're trying to stay at VCU forever. They're trying to stay at ADU.
That's their peak.
At ODU. JMU is usually like you know, you got the best of both worlds because it's a pretty good academic school. You know,
Party life is good.
It's good, yeah. Football team's lit. Basketball team's actually not bad anymore either.
I couldn't even apply to Mason. Like, I wasn't allowed to apply there. It's too
I
close.
applied there.
I wouldn't want to.
I got
It's
recruited.
like, you gotta go somewhere else, bro. That's too close.
I wouldn't go to Mason.
Yeah, I got recruited.
I mean, I didn't
Jay Larinaga actually, my senior year, he called my AAU coach to like come watch me play at AAU tournament in Florida. And honestly, like they didn't offer me. I don't know who they chose, but I don't think I would have went there, dog. Like out of all the like neighboring schools, GW, Mason, Howard. Like, I would have went to Howard over Mason.
Yeah.
Be honest with
They
you.
have a nice campus though.
Yeah, nice.
No, they do.
Nice.
No hype, man.
The Patriot Center is cool.
Yeah, no, it's dope
Like,
for sure.
I worked in the athletic department. They have like a nice department.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they're just.
It's a first class school for sure.
Yeah, it's just no pride. Like,
Yeah.
Like you said, like.
Yeah, but
Shout out Mason.
yeah, Mason.
Yeah. No disrespect to
Yeah.
Mason.
Facts. Like, no disrespect.
Yeah,
at
it's
all.
just like
It's different, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
different strokes for different folks, man. Last like just kind of icebreaker topic. I saw this on IG, man. I thought it was interesting and kind of cool. That sounds not gonna sound. It's not gonna sound good. My baddie.
Again.
Clock in.
Some people may think it's weird, but in Japan, apparently on their tombstones, they have QR codes where you can scan it and watch a video of a person's life.
I don't know if that's true. I think that was like one of those meme posts. That's
Yeah.
like, we're trying to be scientific.
That's pretty. I think that's dope though.
Yeah, how do y'all feel about that? Huh?
Who makes the video?
I don't know.
Funerals. Yeah, they like what you would show at a funeral in remembrance of. They just put that on the tombstone.
You think about the slideshows that they'll have, like at
I
like
think that's dope.
what's the
You could
it's
update.
not a reception. What's it called? The thing after.
It's like processional. It's,
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Where the black people eat like the Thanksgiving food. It's like a family reunion, but for funeral. Recast. Yeah.
That's what it's called.
I'm not trying to make fun, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't know how like other cultures' funerals are, but yeah, they show those videos or whatever. I mean, to me, it made me start thinking, man. You know, I'd be like getting too deep about stuff, and it's like what would I like want my highlight reel to say? Like that's kind of like it kind of got me thinking, like, man, if something were to happen, like, or even down the road, what would I want that video to
That's
look
why I
like?
asked, like, who makes it? Like, I didn't want that in there.
Yeah.
Hold on,
You got
hold
put it in your will, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
I think
your will
that-
is your highlight.
yeah. I think that would be dope. Honestly, like, think about it. Like, you could have clips from your podcast. You could have clips from your son, pictures, like, when you hit the game winner or something. Like, I think that's dope. And then maybe you could update it like through time. Like,
It might be like AR. It might be augmented reality. I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to put all my beats on a record, and then the record's made out of my ashes.
wow.
I'm gonna just play the record back. I'm gonna pick 10.
I'm trying to figure out what drop to play.
Put my ashes on the record, put it on wax, and play that record at my funeral.
Nah, that's tough.
I'm just trying to think about the logistics. That's fire. Like the idea is fire.
You could get real creative with that.
Put
Honestly,
the ashes in whatever they make.
Yeah.
Vinyl out of.
Yeah, they just add it to the
I got an
wax.
idea
It's like
what
a
I want.
clear record.
you could do like you could do a video. You could do a video to your. I don't know what you're all laughing at, but
He said, "I have an idea what I would want." But I'm not gonna say it. I went like this.
blow them things. But you could do like a recorded video, like to your kids, and when they do go to the burial site, like maybe that video's for motivation. Or
Yeah.
The last one testament.
Yeah.
And you can even probably set it up so that there's certain like it's like role
Levels
security
in it.
based. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like when if Austin scans the code, like it may show pictures of us together. Like if
Girl scan the code, we might show
you,
something.
Yeah.
This for the.
That's for the.
You got.
You don't want more than one girl showing up to your funeral.
That's why only certain people would have access to the code.
But see, I'm selfish.
And then there's like a regular code for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
First thing I thought of was like, just let me rest, man. Let me just.
Listen, I got a private YouTube link for my family.
For the Patreon.
Like, let me.
You got a
go,
Patreon
just
link.
Let me be. Like, don't.
You don't want
try to
people.
come and see me again. You know, like let me live my life, bro. I'm gone.
Let me live my life done.
I'm gonna live my new life.
Your afterlife.
I gotta watch over y'all.
Yeah. Nah,
that's how I kind of feel.
I feel it. But nah, think about that, man.
I think that'd be cool.
I think for people who are listening, it's like, what do you want your highlight reel to say? Right? Like, would you be proud of it? Or would you have regret? So, clock in so that you don't have that regret, and you're proud of your reel if this were to ever become a real thing, if it isn't already real today. But speaking of that, man, we wanted to get into a topic that really hits home with us, and I think it hits home with all of us. There's this whole social media movement, and it's been a movement for probably the last like 4 or 5 years, I would say, that like entrepreneurship is like the cool thing to do now, right? Up until probably, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, it was go to college, get a degree, work, save, put in, your 401k, and then you retire, right? Like people who were trying to become entrepreneurs or, replace your 9 to 5, it was seen as kind of like a great get rich quick, like, no one really does that. But now it's like, well, if you're not having 7 streams of income, like what's wrong with you? Right?
It's easier now than it's ever been.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. It especially with technology, but it's been glorified to the point where, to me, the process and the journey of being an entrepreneur is watered down, right? So like, there's this facade that just like you start a business, you start just making money, and then in a couple of years, you can just leave your 9 to 5, or you can start going on all these vacations and do all these things. And that's just not true.
Not true at all.
So, I just wanted to open it up to everybody. It's like, what is like, let's be real about like, what does it actually take to just sustain and just be an entrepreneur in general? Not even like, we're not even talking about just being like to the top of your game. I'm talking about just like the day to day, week to week.
Well, I think
stamina is the
like
first word that comes to mind.
The social media thing also like makes the 9 to 5 seem like it's not the right thing to do.
Yep.
And I don't think that's the case at all.
No.
They don't promote 9 to 5 because those people don't promote that platform.
Right.
They don't contribute to it. They don't have time.
Whatever you're doing to make money, whether it's like McDonald's or Trash Man or Mail, whatever you have to do to support yourself and your family, like kudos to you.
Yeah, bro.
I'm not downplaying like anybody's anything. But there's certain people that want to do that and certain people that want to do the entrepreneurship thing. You got to clock in. Like, at the end of the day, you got to clock in. Like, that's all.
Yeah.
I think they promote entrepreneurs because those can be entertainers. Like, going to my 9 to 5, that's not entertaining.
Exactly.
Like, what I do at work, nobody want to hear that.
Yeah.
But guess what? As an entrepreneur, the day to day isn't sexy either. Like, it isn't.
Depends on what you do. Depends on what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey guys, thanks for clocking in with us and making it this far into the episode. We want to continue these episodes for as long as possible, but we might need your help. If you click on the description on each episode, you'll find a link that reads support this podcast. If you enjoy keeping up with us, click on that link and you can make a monthly donation. All right, you guys hear enough of me talking anyways, so let's get back into the episode.
so when you think about it, just starting out as an entrepreneur, like, there's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of just administrative things that you have to do to like be a real entrepreneur. I'm not talking about the people that are just doing stuff under the table. I'm talking about like you have an LLC, a sole proprietorship, a LLP, whatever, right? Now, once you have that started, then it's like, all right, how do I even get my idea, my product or service out there so that people know about me? And now that they know about me, how do I get people to buy what I do?
You gotta be
right?
in the community.
How do I get people to buy what I do? Yeah, that's a good point. And then once they buy once, how do I get them to do it again? Because I'll be honest, like with the Goods basketball, not that we didn't think it would be a tough journey or whatever. And we're blessed, like considering we did all this during COVID, like we're in a good position and God's blessed us. But we're 4 guys who have a ton of basketball experience, and I'll speak for myself. Like I'm like, yeah, like we get a gym partnership, which took a lot of time to do. People know us. Once we start offering classes, like we're gonna have like 30 kids a month, easy. No,
that's not.
Nah, man. Like we gotta grind every day to get like a few registrations. Right, and then once you have a good month, foundation. Then it's like, all right, well, what are we doing next month? And then you got to deal with implementing ideas, because there's 4 of us, right? Some people are working solo, but it's literally a grind, and you're competing with people. Especially if you're working 9 to 5 and you're an entrepreneur, you're competing with people that do this stuff full time.
But who've been doing it for 10, 20. That's what I was about to say. Like, I'm not saying for you guys.
Nah.
Why would I go to you for my basketball training when blah blah blah's been doing it for 50 years?
That's a valid point.
And that's for everybody.
Everything.
Like, just because you start doing something doesn't mean people are just gonna run and come to you like, oh, you do this, let me. No, because I can go. Why would I go get some cheap shoes when I can go get Nike?
It's
I know Nike is gonna,
man.
you know what I'm like. You gotta have something that people want. You gotta be different.
How you separate yourself is your relationships in the community. Like, I'm an entrepreneur in the producer community. If I don't show up and show face, nobody knows who I am.
You gotta be outside.
Nobody eavesdrops me. Nobody can rattle off my
glad-
placements and stuff. Because
outside.
if I was at that point, somebody else would be promoting that for me. That ain't always the case. Comes and goes. But like you said, it's every day. You gotta be doing
It's
something
about
towards
making
it.
something and posting it.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad. I'm so glad y'all are saying this,
Like, that's not what it is. It's not just about, hey, I made something, I posted it, people are gonna jump on it. Like, no.
Yeah,
You gotta be involved. It's relationships, man. Like the people I get placements from, or I sold a beat to. I knew that guy 10 years ago because I sold him a beat, and they just come back because they know, hey, if I need beats, go to this guy.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and then you have to first ask yourself, like, do I really want to do this?
That's a fact.
Do I really want to do this? Because I've come across a situation, with talking to other people, and it's like, yeah, I want to start this business or whatever, and it's like, okay, like that's great, but like, what actionable steps are you doing, right? Like, not picking on my girlfriend, but she's a pretty reserved person, right? And and this is I think it's a good lesson for her. She's on Facebook Marketplace, like looking for stuff for the baby, and I guess the person she was talking to, lady, like took a liking to her and was like, yeah, like I want to continue to talk to you, and she's like, I don't want to be friends with her or whatever. And I'm like, well, you want to be an esthetician, right? Like you want to work with certain people, you want to have clients. Well, this could be a client for you.
That's every day.
Like we have to change our mindset, and that's for me too. I'm not just picking on her. It was a good lesson for me and for her, where it's like, yo, like if you really want to do this, this is what you have to do. Like you can't just, like you got to be relational when it comes to being an entrepreneur, when it comes to being a person, because I talk about this all the time. Like I'm not the smartest person at all, but I make good first impressions on people, I communicate well. I keep good relationships, and I get opportunities. Like I got a job at Salesforce. It's harder to get into Harvard than to get a. It's harder to get a job at Salesforce than to get into Harvard.
Salesforce is extremely tough to crack.
Like seriously, but because again, I know how to talk to people. People can vouch for me. Like you'll be blessed, man. Like seriously. And that's something we got to do more, with the goods and with clocking too. Like we got to be out there, like he said, and that's how this thing is going to take off. So that was the first thing, and then the second thing, stamina, dog. Like you got to have stamina to be an entrepreneur because, like most of us, we work 9 to 5s, and it can be draining. But if you really want it, you'll send that extra email out. You know what I'm saying? You'll attend this practice. You'll say yes to working out with this person. Stamina is important, dog. Like you can't, like you got to be willing to work your 9 to 5 and then work from 5 to 11, strictly after. So, number one, look yourself in the mirror and say, like, do I really want this? Is this something that I really want to do? Number two, you got to understand, like, you're going to have to persevere and fight through mental fatigue, physical fatigue.
Yep.
Because it's you can't cheat it, man. You can't outrun the work. Like you said, you can't just post something and expect people to like it, swipe up, and buy a shirt.
Yep.
Or register for a class or whatever
Go to your event.
service. Go to your event. Nah, dog. Like you gotta. Like, you got to be out there, man.
I think stamina and sacrifice.
Sacrifice
And belief.
Sacrifice.
Like, if you don't believe in your product, nobody's going to believe in
Yeah.
your product.
Yeah.
But you have to sacrifice your time
Yes.
in order to support that belief.
It's not glamorous, man.
Time and
That's what I was gonna say.
your own
It's
time,
not,
but
yo.
time with loved ones sometimes, time with friends,
It's not glamorous.
times
dog.
with with things that you actually like to do sometimes. Like, I may want to just go on vacation, right? Or I may want to, I don't know, I don't play golf like that, but let's say I want to go play golf. It's like, well, we're recording at 1, so, and then I have to do this with, my significant other or whatever after. So it's like, not that you're going to be miserable. Like, this isn't to like paint a gloomy picture, but it's just real. You might be for a little bit.
It comes and goes.
Like
dog.
Andrew, what? Like I know you're like the only one who hasn't really talked a ton, and I'm not gonna put you on. I don't want to put you on the spot, but like I do want to hear from your perspective because your business and your journey is different as well. So like, just like one nugget that you can just give where it's like, yo, this is what it's really like to be an entrepreneur if you want to make it.
No, I mean everything y'all are saying. Sacrifice is probably the biggest thing that people don't realize. But I mean, it's we post things like I'm guilty of it too. Posting like my accomplishments of my videography work, what it's done. And that's what people see, and it's like, oh, let me go and do that. But I tell my friends, like close friends, like I don't suggest it for a lot of people.
Nah,
a lot of people aren't built for it. I have certain friends I look at like you could do it if you wanted it to, but like I have a lot of friends I'm just like don't. It's not to put you down, but it's not the headspace it puts you in. Like if you're not ready for it, the highs are high, the lows are low. You gotta be so ready for that, and no one really can teach you that. Or I mean, they can tell you, but to go through it and to experience it.
They're not gonna hold your hand.
Yeah,
It's different.
And a lot of people, y'all aren't crushing your regular 9 to 5. So what makes you think you're gonna do this? Seriously. Nah, like honestly. Now there are some things where it's just like I'm just not passionate about this, and that's why I'm not giving like I can't give my whole self to it. I get that. Like
If you're in the middle, you can kind of have one feed the other.
yeah. Nah, I mean you. Like I said, it's case by case. Like if I'm working in a job where there's no career path, and it's just like I need this to fund my passion. I get that, but some of y'all have legit careers where you could be, progressing, but you're not clocking into that. You're not locked into that. So when you do start something, then this is a big one. Whether it's sports, you weren't the hardest worker in sports, or you weren't the hardest worker in a classroom, or you weren't the hardest worker at your job, or whatever. Relationships. When you start something, people aren't going to be like, oh, he or she's legit. Like, yeah, I think he or she's gonna, really do well with this. So I'm gonna support them, right? They're gonna be like, I'm not about to buy from you, bro. Like, you're the one who didn't touch the line in practice when we ran suicides. You're the one who always got somebody's notes to prepare for a test. You didn't take notes. You're the one who always left work early or took 17 walks a day.
I think Kobe said, "How you do anything is how you do everything."
Ooh, I'm about to round of applause that one.
Nah, that's powerful, bro. Yeah, like you should have a standard of excellence in every area. Does that mean you can't put everything into everything, right? So that's not, a lot of people are like, well, I only have a certain amount of time and, I need to be single-minded. That's cool. You're right. But that doesn't mean that your standard should drop in the other areas of your life, right? The other thing that I wanted to talk about, and it's related to this, is producers versus consumers, right? We're in a time where everybody's consuming, like everybody is, but there are certain people who they produce to the same amount that they're consuming or more, right? And when you're an entrepreneur, or if you want to be blessed, you got to go from being a consumer to producing. Like, Andrew has a videography business, right? Before that, what did he do? He watched videos on social media, right? In order for him to add value and run a business effectively, he had to start producing videos. Eric went from listening to music to producing music. Literally.
I always made music, son.
So,
yeah, you gotta be in the know, man. You gotta know what your contemporaries are doing. It's kind of like a cycle.
It is a cycle.
We wouldn't have, honestly, we probably wouldn't have had as good of a start if we weren't listening to podcasts. You think about that. Like, we listen to podcasts. I've been
listening to Joe Budden's podcast for like 4 years, 5 years. So, like, not saying, we duplicated his format and stuff, but yeah, I was inspired it.
Yeah.
He wasn't on Joe's side. Like, Joe was in radio. I don't know if people realize that. Like, he was a radio host for a bit. So, like, consuming that, and I'm sure he listened to other podcasts, and he's influenced by that. But, once he kind of came up with his own formula and his own ideas, then he started producing.
Our dad, like, people have complimented us on being able to, like, communicate. And, we have a long way to go. We could get a lot better. But I've listened to my dad do public speaking for 25 years. And a lot of the, like, style that I have, especially when I do, like, sales presentations, people are like, man, you're so laid back.
Yeah.
You're so, you're just, you make things simple. You're calm. You're not flustered. That's my dad. Listen to him preach. Like, that's literally him. But seriously, I consume that stuff.
I didn't even think about that, but
all you guys' orator style comes from him.
Yeah, no, it's a fact. And guess what? His grandfather was a preacher. So you have to consume to be able to produce, but from a adding value perspective, the reason why America is where it is today is because we have less producers and we have people that are consuming. They're takers. Literally, producing is consuming is literally givers versus takers.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot of people that are giving, and the reality is when you're really producing, you don't have as much time to consume.
Right. That's a huge key. That's a huge key.
Like the analogy I give, and I wrote it down here so I wouldn't forget. When mom is cooking for big parties, right? Did she eat a lot?
Heck no.
I've never seen that.
She at the end of the day, she finally sits down and has a meal. And by the time it's like 9:30, she barely eats it. But guess what? But when she goes to bed at night, she feels great because she watches that's where she from giving. Yeah. Drake said, I'm at home making the music that my friends are partying to. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. Like, that's one of the most powerful lines that he's ever said to me.
No,
right?
It's real, man. People ask me, yo, what are you listening to? Do you like this new album? I'm like, I'm too busy trying to make other albums to listen to albums.
We on Russell, I was grinding on hustle.
Yeah, if I listen to that too much, I'll start sounding like that.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, change it up. So I try and listen to stuff that nobody listens to. That if I pull out a record, you can't rattle that off.
And over-consuming anything is not going to be good for you. TV, food,
social media,
drugs, alcohol,
relationships, other people. Attention. Like, I'm beyond, man. Some of y'all some of y'all need your own lanes, man. For real. Like,
or just need better heroes.
Or that. But you all, like, what do you do when you're not around other people, or around a significant other, or certain friends? Like, you can't rely on someone your whole life. And I've seen it with friends that that I have, and they're lost, yo. Like, when they lose someone, we talk about this, dog. Like, if someone were to break up with me, like, I'll be devastated for a little bit, but I'm not about to. It's not about to take me a whole year to, like, I'm sorry.
And it's never influenced your grind. In fact, it's probably fueled the fire.
Heck no. Like, I'm not about to be in freaking depression for 2 years. I'm sorry, because I'm gonna get over it, and because there's way more important stuff to get done.
You gotta build your own foundation.
Yeah.
You can't let somebody steal your foundation.
Heck no.
Well, when you're producing, it's not about you. When you're consuming, it's all about you.
Exactly.
So when you're producing and stuff, when life hits you, what's motivating you?
Yep.
Someone may need to hear this podcast, and that could get them out of
a funk.
Somebody may need me to. I might be the person that needs to train this kid in basketball because he dealt with the same confidence issues that I dealt with, and I can relate. Or Austin may need to let someone know, look, I was freaking first team all Met. He would never say that, but he would say, look,
I'll say it.
This is what you need to get.
I have to say it now.
You want to get to this point.
I have
this
to say
is where
it.
you need to be.
I have to say it.
Like, my dad may need. Did you think my dad feels like preaching every Sunday? No. He probably doesn't feel like it at times. There's times where, he may be like, look, I want to freaking sleep in today. But he's up at 4 a.m. every Sunday preparing. Why? Because the message that he needs to get out to people isn't about him.
Giving helps two or more people. Receiving only helps one.
Yep.
We on Russell.
Yeah. So if you all... the people, I don't hear people that are producing complain either. And if they're complaining,
you don't have time.
Come on, man. Preach.
If you're complaining,
preach.
It's usually about. It usually has to do with being around people or dealing with people who aren't producers.
It's something you can't control. That's what you get upset about.
I'm telling you, man. Like, one of my best qualities, honestly, is like when something happens, yo. Like, I don't worry anymore, dog. Like, for real. Like, I'm at a point in my life, got another kid on the way. I got one kid already. Trying to find a new spot to live, financially. Like, dog, I'm not worried about this. It's gonna come. Like, and this is where trust in God comes into play. Because I've experienced it, and I'm not a fool anymore. Like, there's been times where, like, when I was playing, like, I wasn't making money when I was chasing that. But something always came up where God provided for me financially and I got through it. So I'd be a fool to start worrying because God already provided that for me, in a certain situation. When it was worse, like now I have a job and, I'm doing other stuff. So like, nah, man, I'm good because I know the work that I put in and I know, that God has me, man. So, and the stuff that we complain about, it's just so small, dog. Like, it really is. It really is.
Well, why are you like that? Because you're a problem solver. You're solution seeking.
Yeah.
We talked earlier about, I mentioned there's problem solvers and then there's problem announcers. There's a couple times where I think it's appropriate to announce your problem when you're trying to seek a solution from somebody else.
Yeah, if you need help, you can't stay quiet.
Nah.
Or
speak up.
Or if it's just something that's like urgent, right? And it's like, hey, you may not be able to help, but like I just wanted to let you know, like this is going on. Pray, like I need prayer, right? Like that's the other thing. Like I may not be able to solve it, right? Example, hey, my dad's in the hospital. I can't solve. I'm not a doctor. I can't solve that problem. I can pray about it though. So I mean, those are the two lenses that I think it's appropriate to announce problems.
I think also like your problems aren't everybody else's problems either.
Everybody has their own problems.
Yeah, so like a lot of people, like you guys are brothers. Perfect example. Your problems have nothing to do with Austin, and Austin's problems have nothing to do with you.
No.
Yeah, he might come to you in confidence and be like, "Yo, I'm going through this. Like, I need some help or something." But his problems aren't your problems, and I think that's what people are kind of getting at now. Is like, I'm going through this. Like, everybody jump on and help me out, dig me out of this hole while I'm in trouble.
Yeah,
and it's not. That's not how
we're too busy digging out of our own hole.
Yeah,
we can't. And the best thing that we can do is dig out of our own hole. So you can say, "Look, I dug out of my own hole, and this is where I got." So you can do it.
How you look at it, if you look at somebody else's problems and you think, would they trade their problems for my problems?
Yeah,
heck no.
Yeah.
Then then you feel a little bit better.
Right.
Yeah.
It ain't so bad.
No, that's
so bad.
That's a fact, man. It's like, again, like it's funny how this has all come together because I was going to talk about like the selfish misconception, how like it's really seen as a negative, right? But in a lot of ways, it can be a good thing. Like I had to be more selfish with my own like personal growth, my own spiritual, physical growth. Because if I'm not selfish about that, I can't be my best for the goods, for my girl, for my son coming, for my parents, for my job. Like I have to be selfish in order to be unselfish. And
it's like the airplane mask.
Yeah.
You got to put on your mask for you to help somebody else.
It's a fact. But here's what everybody else is doing. They're not taking care of themselves. And they're either announcing that there's all these problems in the world that they're not going to solve, right? Here's what's happening in Madagascar today that you need to know about. Kids are being kidnapped. And the way you can help is these 7 things. Repost. Go to this fund. And it's like, yo, look, there's no disrespect to the kids in Madagascar, right? They can't help themselves. It may be me reposting it to somebody who, can help, can get aid and go there or whatever. But
do you have people that follow you that's going to do that, though?
No. Why? Because people are worried about themselves first. And it's okay to a degree because you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of other people. But it's these social justice.
There's no follow through. That's what I think.
Yeah, exactly. These evangelists. They're social media evangelists.
Talk about it all the freaking time, dog. Like, yo, I don't see anything Black Lives Matter anymore. What is? Does the NFL still have Black Lives Matter on the field? Are they still wearing that stuff on their jerseys?
NBA.
They had an initiative to play the national black anthem.
But they're not showing that.
they're not going to show it. That's
They're
what
not
I'm saying.
showing
It's not
that.
promoted.
It's not solving
trending. It's
anything.
not.
It really isn't.
It isn't solving anything.
You talk about it starts in your personal network when it comes to stuff like that. And a lot of y'all, like you said, are consuming it, but you're not acting on it.
It starts with you. It starts with you first.
Yeah, it starts with the person.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, man. Like, I'm sorry. People come to me with certain problems and stuff. It's like, okay. So what are you doing now? Are you clocking in? Are you putting in the work? Like, or are you just sitting here twiddling your thumbs and talking out your butt?
Well, we're in a sympathy seeking and sympathy accepting society now, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's GoFundMe's for everything.
I think I've donated to GoFundMe one time, maybe for somebody's funeral costs.
Because I
know them.
Yeah.
Well,
And I know that they're struggling.
That's a relationship.
But
That's
GoFundMe has become the GoFundMe, the Cash at me for my birthday.
Oh my,
Cash
yo,
App
that's
me
the
'cause I got
corniest.
stuck because I booked a one-way flight.
That's the
Venmo
corniest-
me.
Like,
Venmo
Hey, I gotta
me.
tell a story. I gotta tell a story. This is hilarious, man. I'm not gonna name any names, but I got a friend, man. He been trying. You might know who he is, Marshall, but he been trying to rap to this joint for years, right? And he was on Tinder. This was 6 years ago, 2015, and she been carrying him for a while. Rewind to 2015, and she left him on red, like didn't respond. So fast forward to 2021, and the joint replies back to the message from 2015, and was like, "Oh my God, like I missed this. Like, how are you? You missed this 6. Wait, hold on. You missed this 6 years later. Like you missed this joint.
She likes him.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Sound like some
So,
behavior.
and for some reason, my guy, he responds. So they have a conversation, and she ends with like, "Hey, like, could you send me X dollar amount?"
How much? Because that matters too.
Dog, $32.
Wait, 32.
She asked for
That's a very
6 years later. She asked for $32.
32.
that's a very
32,
specific
bro.
number.
32.
35.
That is gas money. That's gas
she
money.
was short.
That is gas money.
She asked for 32, dog.
That's gas money.
She asked for
$8,
32,
but
son.
I need this 40 in order to make this happen.
So my first thought was like, are you gonna give him the 32? I hope not. He said he didn't, but who knows, man. But yeah, it's like, yo, like what were you doing in that 6? First of all, like I respect that. To have the audacity to ask that 6 years later and respond knowing
That's how
that.
y'all light skins
That's
are,
down
man.
bad. That's down
Oh my
bad.
God.
Y'all light
dog.
skins, man. Y'all light skins is
Oh
different.
man,
32?
32, son, $32.
Y'all light skins is
3-2.
different, man.
I don't understand it.
But you had 6
That means
years.
She was short. She had a little bit of money and was like, I need just this amount.
Gas. Think about when you fill up your tank. If you have like a sedan, like a mid-sized sedan car,
Yeah.
what is it to fill your tank? Probably about $32, right?
35. Yeah, like it's like 40.
Well, now, yeah, since the Colonial Pipeline joint. Before it was like, I'm telling you, I have a Toyota Corolla, bro. It was about 27, and that joint is small, right? Thinking like an Impala, you know what I'm saying, like a Mazda,
Yeah.
a little bit. A girl, single light skin joint. She's not gonna have no Jeep. Yeah, she might, but
32.
she
dog.
probably have a Kia. You know what I'm saying?
But yo,
20.
She got a
20
Nissan, dog. She got a Nissan. bro.
that's about 30. That's about
She
32.
big body. She might got the maximum.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
might got a Camry too.
Yeah.
that's about to be the name of this episode, man. $32. $32.
Yeah,
man.
bro. She So she needed some gas money to go out to the club and go talk to some dude that she really
I
wants to
said,
talk
yo,
to.
you sending 32? He's like, man, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Center 40.
How much time we got? We gotta wrap up.
Yeah.
Clock in family, Aham here. Appreciate you all for making it this far into the episode. If you enjoy our content, we've got something special for you. Check out patreon.com/clockin, or download the Patreon app that's spelled Patreon and search Clock In the Podcast. You'll have a chance to become a subscriber of the podcast for access to bonus episodes, merchandise discounts, and much more, only at $5.10 a month. The link is also in the podcast description. All right, I'll shut up now and let y'all get back to it. Peace.
So yeah, the last topic I wanted to touch on that's kind of related is the whole knowledge is power saying. And these days, man, we get so much knowledge from social media every day that people think they're freaking experts at everything, right? For real. Including
this COVID stuff.
Including,
I didn't know she was a scientist, bro.
Yeah, scientist.
Especially
You know how
with
many
this COVID
social
stuff.
media? We talked about entrepreneurship. You know how many social media entrepreneurs there are, bro? Like, what else? It doesn't matter. Like, COVID.
That's what I'm saying. Like, especially now.
It's crazy, man.
It's
So
like, yo, I was in science class with you, man. Yeah, we're about to wrap up, Pops.
Yeah. So there's so many people, man, who they have all this knowledge.
You was cheating with me.
Just to know stuff to sound smart. Like, but you're not helping anybody. So if you're gonna study something, if you're gonna get all this knowledge, like applied knowledge is power. Because let's look at our basketball training business, right? We have a lot of basketball knowledge. We could go around, stating facts on social media about whatever, about how we know all these things, right? It's not helping any freaking body. Like, we're gonna make more money serving and applying our knowledge that other people can apply than we were playing the game, right? And that's what you need to be doing. Like, don't just know stuff just to know stuff, just to sound smart. Do it to help somebody. Like, that's again, like, y'all.
If you help someone else, you'll help yourself, man.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Very simple.
It really is.
So lastly, I did want to, on a sad note, talk about Elder Dagger real quick. He's been an elder at our church for years. Eric, I don't know if you knew this, but he passed away yesterday. He had lung cancer, and I did want to bring him up last because he's an example of someone who served and who's a fighter, right? Like, this dude was my Sunday school teacher. His laugh was contagious. He was smiling all the time.
All the time, man.
Always smiling. He
always had a positive attitude.
Always had a positive attitude. He was the church treasurer, and I actually got to know him more as an adult because we would count the money once a month together, and we would talk about sports. He was a Dolphins fan. He's from Florida, but this dude was the epitome of what a server and what a fighter is. He was always in great shape too. Like, he worked out literally until probably his last breath. Like, if you went to his basement, always had weights. His wife, Miss Phyllis Dagger, did whatever he could for her. And again, just a great example, man. So, R.I.P. to Elder Michael Dagger. We're gonna miss you, man, and prayers for your family and everyone affected at CFC and whoever knew you. I know they were blessed.
Heart goes out to Mary and Precious children.
Yep, Nathan
as well.
Ari, his granddaughter. So look, it's been a great episode. It's Hispanic Heritage Month. So don't just love the culture, man. Love the people. That's my message.
I love it.
We got 2% Yucatan. That's in Mexico.
Yeah, if
in
you
the DNA test.
You see that baby here?
Yeah. That's. We both got it in the corners too.
Yeah, fact.
Okay. On the top, this is where the Yucatan. This right here. You can see the rest is Nigerian. Okay. All right, y'all. Look.
Y'all be good, man.
Have a blessed day, man. Clock in. Let's get it. We out.